I'm Harvey McKay, and I'm here with Jeff Stafford, and we're going to talk a little bit about getting a job.
And specifically for college students, what advice would you have for college students or others trying to land that first big job?
First of all, I think a little background is necessary. And this is what I call man bites dog. We're sitting here in 2006, and the graduating class in 2007, June of 2007, the average college graduate will have approximately 12 to 14 different job changes in his or her career, and the experts are also predicting that about 2 or 3 years from now, the average college graduate will have 3 to 5 different career changes. So those are some awesome numbers to kind of massage around in your head what's in store for that person out there after college looking for a job. Very important stats.
They are very important. So what could I do if I'm a college student as a sophomore or a junior? What can I take advantage of knowing those statistics?
Well, I wrote a book about 7 years ago called Dig Your Well Before You're Thirsty, and it was subtitled The Only Networking Book You'll Ever Need. So if you're a sophomore or junior in college, know that you'll be out in the job market in the next 12, 24, 36 months. You should be making some nice contacts while you're on campus. And one of the reasons why is approximately 80% of all jobs come from networking, people that you've had and made contacts with. So it doesn't matter whether you're in the tennis team or you're in the joggers club or if you're fraternity, sorority, it just doesn't matter. The Alumni Association is a huge key, and that's probably one of the most constructive suggestions that I could tell our listeners this very moment, that when you graduate college, and I might add that I'm very proud to have been the past president of the University of Minnesota Alumni Association. We have about 350,000 alumni all over the world. Hey, that's a pretty good network to start with, isn't it?
That is.
I am active in that association, and here's how you use your alumni association. Number one, let's just say that you went to the University of Michigan, and let's just say that you're applying at IBM, and you want that job badly, and you just graduated from college. You can call the Alumni Association at Michigan, find out what graduates are working at IBM, and then call those graduates. They'll give you the list and the names, and you call them and tell them that you just graduated from the University of Michigan, go blue, the school, and always good, solid school. I love Michigan, and I'm also biased because my daughter graduated from there. But having said that, and even being a Minnesota Gopher, University of Minnesota, you call that alumnus, and you tell them that you're looking for a job again, and do they know you're applying for a job over there? Do they have any insights, any ideas? A little bit about the background of the company, maybe who you've already scheduled an interview with. You see how that dramatically changes? So when you're in school, you're building your network, and then this is a personal preference. I don't know how many professors would agree with me, but this is another dig your well before you're thirsty. If you want the odds going for you, if you want the highest probability to get the job that you want, okay, when you get out of school, then you should absolutely, without question, just go sign up for a public speaking course on campus. Every person should get up on their feet, be able to make a 3, 4, 5, 7, 10-minute extemporaneous speech. We have 3 kinds of vocabularies. We have a reading vocabulary, a writing vocabulary, and a speaking vocabulary. And of course, everyone is always selling ideas. You don't have to be a salesman to be in sales. When you're out looking for a job, you're selling yourself. And if while you're in school, you can learn how to project yourself, have a good speaking vocabulary, be able to think on your feet, look at how you'll do in that interview. So public speaking, very important.
Sure.
Number 2, accounting. Just the basic raw accounting courses while you're at school. Because no matter what field of endeavor you're in, doesn't matter, you're going to be buying homes. You're going to be buying a car, selling a car. You're going to be having loans. You're going to want to know a little bit about present value, a little bit about the stock market. You're going to be able to understand, the financial world. So therefore, I think public speaking and accounting are two wonderful subjects. Now, a third one that, believe it or not, all schools do not offer, but I believe within the next 5 years, virtually every university in the United
就我在
States
这坐了这
will
么，我以
offer
为
this
我能听了
course.
10分钟了，
And
结
you
果一
know,
看才5分
it's
钟，
a dirty word.
这是话说的
Sales. S-A-L-E-S. Sales. No matter where I go, nobody ever says, oh, we have a sales force. They've got account executives. They've got counselors. They've got advisors. They got VP sales and then 100 VP sales. But sales, is a negative word with a lot of people. And nothing could be further from the truth. So salesmanship, take the course while you're in college. And if you can't get that particular course, whatever school that you're attending, then you go on the outside and you go to night school somewhere else or take a special course in sales.
Sure. So if I take public speaking and accounting and a sales course, and let's say I get an internship, and so I've got that job or that in and into a company, what should I look to do while I get to practice there?
Well, while you're practicing there, I think, number one, you should study a lot of successful people. I just love to read about successful people. Every periodical, every magazine, every newspaper, every book I can get my hands on where someone has been a success, I love to read about them. I love to study their principles. And now here's one of the great, great common denominators for success. If you go ask 1,000 people why they were successful, a very high percentage would say mentors,
Sure.
coaches, that they had a coach along the way, that they studied at the feet of someone. Could be a high school basketball coach, could be an English professor or a teacher. It can be an uncle, it could be an aunt, it could be a father. But you've got to know where to go to get good advice. I have a favorite expression that I made up about, more than 4 decades ago, and I said this on the fraternity floor. I said, when a person with money meets a person with experience, the person with the experience winds up with the money, and the person with the money winds up with the experience. So you can't start at the top and work up. Cream doesn't rise to the top. It works its way up. And you can see that I like a lot of sayings. Okay, and I'm an aphorism junkie. I paste them in my hat when hats were popular back in the 50s and the 60s. I have them on the dashboards. I have them on the refrigerator. I'm looking at aphorisms all the time, but they're true. I mean, the good ones, the solid ones are true, and I've learned these